Good morning, children. Today in this class, I am going to explain about how the Chinese Communist Party was risen in China. In the previous class, we have discussed about in the China during 20th century there are two political parties emerged as the major parties, that are the Kuomintang Party and the Chinese Communist Party. In the previous class, we have discussed about the rise of Kuomintang Party and the construction of Kuomintang Party. And the Kuomintang Party, the construction of the Kuomintang is based on the basic ideas of Sun Yat-sen. After Sun Yat-sen, the Kuomintang Party came under to the Chiang Kai-shek. Chiang Kai-shek ruled with the help of the army or military campaign. So he wanted to campaign the military and he wanted to control the China with the military. So it might be a failure. It might be a failure for the Kuomintang. Okay. In this class, I am going to explain about the rise of Communist Party in China. Okay, now let us see rise of CCP, Chinese Communist Party. In the year 1937, Japan invaded China to occupy the mainlands of the China. But at that time, the Kuomintang was ruling the country and Kuomintang was retreated the Japan attacks. But the war was happened so many years between Japan and China, so it might be created so many struggles for the people who are living in China, and it may be getting so much difficulties to the people. Like after the war between Japan and China, the prices were increasing rapidly in China. It is about the prices were risen about 30% of prices would be increases per month between the years from 1939 to 1945. Okay, now let us see the important points in the rise of the Chinese Communist Party. The Japan invaded China in the year 1937. Due to this invasion, China had faced so many difficulties, and Chinese people had faced so many difficulties. Like about 30% of prices would be risen. Prices rose per month. Okay, per month about 30% of prices would be rose per every month between the years from 1945 to 1949. In these years, the prices would be risen very rapidly. So, due to this rising of prices, and the rural people of China had facing so many difficulties with this long struggle between China and Japan. Okay, the rural people mostly facing two difficulties, that are, the first one is the ecological issue, and the second one is the socio-economic issues. Okay, these were the difficulties were faced by the rural people of China after the war of Japan and China. After the long struggle between the Japan and China had facing the rising of prices. It is about 30% per month between the years from 1945 to 1949, and the rural people of China had facing had faced the so much two main issues, that are ecological issue and socio-economic. Okay, now let us see the ecological issue. Here, the peasant people are facing the soil exhaustion. Due to the war, the people would not cultivate any crops. So due to this, the soil would be exhausted. And socio-economic issues. Socio-economic issues means there is no, due to the landlords and the tenant system. Due to the landlords and tenant system, the urban rural people had facing so many difficulties after the war. Okay, at this time, the CCP, the Chinese Communist Party, was founded in the year 1921. In the year 1921, the CCP was established. The CCP party was established in the year 1921. Okay. In the year 1980, in March 1918, the famous, after the Russian Revolution in Russia, the famous leader Lenin, he was the founder of Bolshevik party in Russia, and he had started or he had established the Kuomintang in the year 1917. In the year 1918, he established the Kuomintang in the year 1918 March. Okay, why he had established this Kuomintang? Okay, this Kuomintang would be organizing, or it would be helpful for the people or nations who are following the communism. Okay, the Kuomintang would support the countries which are following the communism to develop the ideas and to develop the different sectors in the country. The Kuomintang would be very helpful to what are the countries which are following the communism. Okay, in this way, the CCP party would be established in China. After that, the Chinese Communist Party had got the support from the Kuomintang. Okay, not only in China but around the world. The main theme of this Kuomintang is to support the communist parties around the world. Okay, the Kuomintang, with the help of this Kuomintang in China, the CCP would be established in the year 1921. Okay, who started the Kuomintang? Lenin started the Kuomintang after Russian Revolution. Russian Revolution has shown the great impact on the world countries who are following the communism. Okay, now at the same time, after the war, at this time the Communist CCP party leader like Mao Zedong emerged as the main leader for the CCP. He became the main leader for the Communist Party in China, and he organizing the peasants and he grouped the peasants and he formed the peasant army against or to suppress the landlordism in the country. Okay. Now let us see about the Mao Zedong. Okay, this is the rise of CCP or Chinese Communist Party in China. Okay, in the year 1921, the CCP party would be established in the China. Okay, the CCP party would be established with the help of Kuomintang. Kuomintang was the commission which was established by the Lenin in March 1918 after Russian Revolution. It was established. The main theme of this communist Kuomintang is to support the communist parties around the world. Okay, after the establishment of Communist Party in China, Mao Zedong would be emerged as the major leader for the Communist Party in China. Okay, now let us see the emergence of Mao Zedong. Okay, he was emerged as the major leader in CCP, and he made the peasant peasant army and he organized peasant revolutions. Okay, he wanted to construct the peasant army. Why? Because to suppress the landlordism in the country. Landlordism. To suppress the landlordism, he had constructed the peasant army and he organized peasant army or peasant groups to suppress all the landlordism in the country and to get the land reforms in the country. Okay. For about with the help of all these peasants and with the suppression of landlordism in the country, he became the most famous person in this CCP. Finally, with the help of and by joining millions of peasants in this party, he got victory or he won against Guillaume. Finally, he got victory against Guillaume. Okay, we can see the radical approach of this Mao Zedong in the Jiangxi mountains of Jiangxi. It is about to escape from the attacks of Guillaume party. The radical approach of peasants and the radical approach of Mao Zedong would be very radical. Okay, in the Jiangxi mountains, we have seen the radical approach of his, and we can see the ideas of Mao Zedong. Okay, the ideas of Mao Zedong is always wanted to completely abolish the landlordism and he wanted to unite the country. Okay. The major twin policies he followed that are to abolish the landlordism and to get the land reforms and the nationalization. Okay, these are the two twin policies he followed. Okay, what are the twin policies he followed? The twin policies. Okay, the twin policies that are the Mao Zedong followed in China, that are abolition of landlordism and nationalization of country. Okay, in this way the Mao Zedong's social base was constructed very strongly. Okay, with the help of these twin policies, unlike other leaders, the Mao Zedong followed the abolition of landlordism in the country and to get the land reforms to redistribute the lands to the peasants. He followed these twin policies that are abolition of landlordism and to get the nationality in the people. Okay, yeah, along with the twin policies, he supported the rural women or emergence of rural women and he stopped some marriage contracts and illegal marriage contracts in the country. Okay, with all these ideas, the Mao Zedong was emerged as the greatest leader in the Chinese Communist Party. Okay, but we can see when the Guillaume attacked the Mao Zedong's or CCP party, he wanted to show his power and he wanted to show the peasantry power to the Guillaume. He conducted a long march from Shamsky to Shamsky. It is about 6,000 miles. He conducted a long march to show the greatness or to show the strength of CCP party to the Guillaume. He conducted the long march to Shamsi. It is about 6,000 miles. Okay, after reaching Yanam in Shamsi, he demonstrated about the nation. Okay, in this way he had shown the strengths of CCP and he emerged as the major and main person for the CCP. Okay, after that, during the years from 1937 to from 1939 to 1945, so many attacks were happened on China by Japan. In these years, the Japan wanted to occupy all major Chinese lands, and to occupy all lands, the Japan wanted to attack, and Japan attacked so many times. But at this time, Mao Zedong wanted to combine with the Kuomintang party, and he joined with Guya. All the parties were joined with Mao Zedong, and all the parties supported the Mao Zedong. Then finally, after submission of Japan in 1945 August to the US, Japan submitted to US in 1945 August. Okay, after the submission of Japan to US in 1945 August, the Japan attacks would be stopped. Okay, after stopped all the attacks by Japan, they wanted to, all the party leaders are the CCP party and Kuomintang, they shared their China lands like this. Okay, now let us see how the sharing of Chinese lands to the Mao Zedong or CCP and Kuomintang. Okay, KMT. Here KMT means CCP. Kuomintang party. CCP means the Chinese Communist Party. Okay, after all the attacks after 1945, the Chinese Communist Party take all control over the Chinese mainlands. China mainlands, and KMT got the island part, got the control over the island part called Taiwan. After completion of Second World War, the CCP party got the control over the China lands, Chinese mainlands, and the Kuomintang party got the control over the island of Taiwan. In this way, they distributed the powers of the parties with the Chinese mainlands and Taiwan. Okay, in the next class, we will see the establishment of government in the China. Okay, thank you, children.